Be back. Sam, gonna make a drink.
All right.
Hey guys, in about 2 minutes we're gonna do a pit party, so get your laps done and bring her in another lap or two. All right, finish up your lap and bring it on down pit road. We'll do a pit party in 30 seconds. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and start driving out. I guess I'll lead.
Ooh, we're getting the countdown to broadcast time here. I got the countdown here at 10 seconds. We're about to go live. Live places.
Pit party is on the back stretch.
Everybody places. All right. Cameras
You want
on.
inside or outside,
All right.
Jordan?
In 3, 2, 1. Let's go live.
Doesn't matter. I'll take the inside, I guess.
Admin.
Oh, this guy needs to
All
be
right, I'll
admin.
follow
Are you
the
number
outside.
60?
Yeah.
Well, practice is underway. Things are happening now. What is up?
Pit party's in 3,
You are live at USRC Live. I always forget we need a better way to say that. Sam Niederhelm over there on the other side with myself, iTwitch Racing. What is happening, Sam?
Not a whole lot. Looking for an interesting race
Pace
today.
cars, then.
After the Xfinity cars last night with that the tire limits, this could be a very interesting race.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. They're going to have 4 sets of tires. But man, if you guys watch the Cup race today or you're familiar with Atlanta at all, it's one of the most abrasive tracks on the schedule. So let's see how these drivers are able to handle it here over 250 miles. Well, Sam, it's a Sunday afternoon. I got myself my first whiskey of the evening. I've done my chores, and now I'm ready to watch some good racing here in the USRC Live Series.
Yeah, I just got done running a couple official races, just get prepared. So did a little talking during the race.
Sorry about that.
Oh, we got 74.
Yeah, I'm getting the same way, kid.
As radio chatter is talking about how loose the cars are off exit. So this could be interesting.
I mean, those things were beasts last night in the Xfinity series that has way less horsepower and it's a lighter car. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys are going to be able to do here today with these tires and their fall off.
I almost spun my tires on that start there.
It's going to be a very interesting race. With this tire limit, it's going to be, what are the stages today? I don't recall.
They're going to be 40 and 80.
40 and 80. Boy, in the Xfinity series, 40 laps. That was rough.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how these cars... I did a 20-lap run here in practice just earlier, man, and the fall-off is unreal, and you really start to get loose, but that's something these guys are going to have to handle today.
Right, and that low line is going to be a lot faster around the track, but as those tires wear, that's when I want to push in the corners, so...
Sorry, Sean.
And if you're pushing in the corner and loose coming off, it's going to be rough on these guys.
Yeah, so we see the drivers starting to fill in now.
So bad if you was really early.
Right now, we're looking at geez, about what, 13 drivers in right now.
Yep.
All right, I'm just checking Dan Lissa to see, make sure I don't get rid of one of these guys that should be here. I'll give them another heads up. Just trying to double check here. Last year's standings.
Yeah, has Tim Bills and Russell Brown been dressed or?
Yeah, I kind of said in game.
Okay.
I didn't put them intentionally on blast. Hopefully,
right.
I let them know that they can practice, but they won't be able to qualify.
Hopefully, we'll have a good turnout. I believe Mr. John Hughes is going to be close to logging in about qualifying, and he might miss the start, but he said he's going to come out here with run for some points tonight. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can actually make it on time. Hopefully he does, man. He's sitting good in the points. You just need to be able to make these races.
right.
Sorry, here I'm just kind of cruising around Dan Lissa still, just taking a look, making sure.
Haven't come out of the pits.
Practice is kind of hard to figure out who's actually leading because it doesn't, their lap times don't really change a whole lot. Once they set that fast lap, it kind of holds it good.
Yeah, and practice being so long and as the track changes, I don't think you take a whole lot of stock in it, but same old list of characters right now. David Leaf and Wade at the top of the board. right, looks like we have about 8 minutes left here. Let's see who we got out here turning laps. We got number 28, David Leaf, last summer segment champion. Number 32, Wade Hustad. We all know Wade.
Jordan Malish just got stuck in the wall on the backstretch.
Tim Bills, we don't know Tim Bills, so he will not be able to race, unfortunately. Everyone knows that 24, Frank DiMaggio.
33, J.W. Miller.
Got Chase Albion as number 96. Hot
71,
Wheels.
the Ford racer, James Jacobs.
Ford Racer 2020, one of my favorite drivers.
Sorry, Tim, if I mentioned
Yeah, these
that
cars
while
are
there, my bad.
hitting close to 200 miles an hour coming into the corners. Pretty amazing.
Let's see, looks like that number 42, Ryan Nichols, got himself a McDonald's paint scheme. It's a Kyle Larson replica. No, Ryan's always putting up some different paint schemes. Good
Yeah,
to
I
see.
got tight in that corner too.
I do like, since you're talking paint schemes, just kind of going around looking. Chase Alvey in the Team Hot Wheels car. That's kind of a nice looking paint. The 7 of Sean Black in the, he got on his paint there. Let's see here. Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Take a look at that. Number 7 there. Never had a Baja Blast.
The one car, Zach Becca. He's running the Monster Energy.
Zach Mecca, he's down there. Let's see here.
He's in the pits. Glenn Wilson in the 5 car. Let's see what Glenn's running tonight.
Where's old Glenn here?
He's in the pits. Running the DuPont play for $1 million guaranteed. I don't know if I've ever seen that car.
JW side by side with Wade. Doing a little practice in here. They're side by side, just getting at it. See, JW's gonna.
You know, with
take
this
the lead.
tire limit too, some of these guys are going to be trying to save tires and stuff. If we do get some early cautions, guys are probably going to come in for fuel and stuff, and then that with those older tires, that tire spin in these cars is going to be unbelievable. So it'll be kind of very interesting to see the first restart after we go green. That's going to be very interesting. Who spins them and who stacks up, and so could be in for one hell of a show.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna have to address the drivers and let them know that anybody that when you're staying out in front and you got old tires, to make sure you let someone know.
Yeah, we had that in the Xfinity race, and I was one of them. I knew I wasn't. I stayed out. For some reason, I just lost it on the backstretch. I was down low. I'm not sure really why the car jumped out the way it did. I didn't spin them on the restart, but coming off that corner on them old tires, you're wanting to get back in the throttle, and you got to let them. You got to get the grease back off of them, otherwise they don't have any grip.
Yeah, man, I can only imagine a fuel run on these things, so they're going to have a lot to deal with, and if cautions come out, there's going to be some guys that are taken, some that aren't. Going to create a lot of strategy here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't run the Cup car that much. I've been mainly doing a lot of the Xfinity races, but I'm wondering if the Cup car can even get to the 40 laps without on fuel. Of course, if we have cautions, that's going to help guys save, but thinking that window is going to be that 35 to 40 range, so it could be interesting on the first stage to see how it plays out.
Let's see. It looks like Will just made it in. Right. Like there's 15 of us.
That was awesome.
John
That was
Dews,
a
the
hell of
O2
a
car is
thing.
disconnected.
Alright.
I'm not familiar with some of these. Fortunately, I missed last week's race. But from what I understand, you handled it like a pro, Brian. Pro.
As always. Couple minutes left here. Almost time to start talking to these drivers about what's going to be going on here as we take a look at pit road. Look at all those signs, all that busy stuff. So you saw a lot of anarchy today in real life with the pit stops. So let's see if these guys have any trouble finding their pit stalls with all these different pit signs out there and stalls to choose from.
It is going to be interesting on pit road, especially in a green flag. If you get big packs of cars together, it's going to be interesting. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited to see this race.
Yeah, man, it's
See it
going to be
unfold.
good. All right, let's start to talk to some of the drivers here. All right, looks like we only have about another 90 seconds of practice. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everyone. Again, a couple of drivers that are not cup eligible are actually in here. If I'm mistaken, let me know now. But you do it's an invite only series, so even though it is a lower turnout, we're still keeping up to the this typical cup guys. So if 37, if I'm mistaken, this would be your first attempt at the cup series, and same with the 70. So anyways, for everyone else, welcome. So your stages today are going to be 40 and 80. Your stages are 40 and 80, and it's a 160 lap race, or 166 lap race. You're going to have 4 changes of tires. So altogether you have 5, so you have 4 that you can change during the race. And just so there's no confusion, that means you have 4 right fronts, 4 left fronts, etc. They're not interchangeable. If you get found that you did take too many pit stops and too many tires, you'll end up losing a bunch of points and being scored probably in last position, I believe it is. So besides that, it's kind of our same rules. We do not clear any kind of black flags. We don't clear black flags. The only thing that we'll clear is if you're speeding through pit road to avoid an accident. At that point, just speak up and one of the admins will get you cleared. Other than that, we let iRacing control everything. Stay to the right side of pit road until you're within 5 stalls of your stall. If you get caught going through more than that, you're going to get an EOL penalty on the restart if you get caught. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. So this year we are changing it to the leader will go on green initially. So that is one change from this for this year, is that you will go on green on the initial start of the race, and then the leader will control it from there. Okay, sounds good, Bill. And we'll talk to you afterwards, man, because you're really good. We just want to make sure we get guys cleared beforehand. So let's get together, maybe have you race a race or two. Definitely fast enough. We just do that to make sure that we have some good, clean racing. So look forward to seeing you, buddy.
Man, I'd like to see Tim race tonight. That'd be awesome if you could.
Yeah. Nope. It's, just think about it, Zach. It's, 4 sets. So if you go just left, that's just, 2, that's 2, 1 of your left fronts, 1 of your left rights. You just can't change single tires. So you can lift up the right side 4 times. You can lift up the left side 4 times.
So we can't change all 4s?
Oh my God, guys. Jacobs, it's just like now you have 4 sets of tires. Do with what you want with them.
Just making sure. I don't want to get confused with the tire allotment.
Am I allowed to take fuel?
Okay, let's get through qualifying, guys. All right. I didn't
All
want
right,
to.
this is gonna be very interesting on the tire allotments.
Well,
To,
in
to
every league we
clarify,
have,
you get 4 sets of tires. So if you want to use all of your tires on your right sides, then that's fine. But you can't change once you use 4 sets of tires. You can't change any lefts after that. So yeah, I don't.
you you can only change 4 side 4 times. I
Right.
don't know how
4 times.
else to put it. You got 4 right
Right.
fronts, you got 4 left fronts, you got 4 right rears, you got 4 left rears. Now put them on
Right.
however you like.
Right. Yeah, and until iRacing allows you to put scuffs back on, that's the only way that the tire limit's going to work. So
Yeah, that's right, Thor. Hey, I just saw, for some reason on my Streamlabs I can't see the chat, so I have to use my phone. What's up, Moon Princess, Thor, Josh, J-Dub, what's good? Oh man, it always takes a little bit to get into it, so it'll be interesting. 166 laps in these cars. Gonna be a tall task. As the qualifying times start to come in here, right now we have Frank DiMaggio currently on top, beating Wade by, geez, 1/1000th look like.
yeah, it's almost identical lap times. Be nice to see it carried out one more spot because it would be identical probably to 3.
Josh Powell, like he's sitting in 3rd right now.
Looks like Sean Hughes in the 13 has connected.
Oh, by the skin of his
Sean.
teeth.
So
That's the 2018 Atlanta winner from last year. Stay safe out there, Josh. They got high winds out there. A lot of crazy stuff going on.
with Sean being a teammate of mine in the DRL and stuff, I kind of told him, I said, everybody's talking about this car being loose, and I think he's very excited because he loves a loose race car. So
Ooh,
could be interesting.
A lot of people say they like a loose race car. Let's see what happens as we get underway and they're sitting on 30 lap tires.
Right.
Then you talk to me. I'm going to be interested to see how the line changes, because for me, I mean, you can hit the line, right, for the first 10 laps or so, man, but slowly but surely you're going to start getting up off that line, deeper and deeper, getting closer to that wall. So it'll be interested to see how the line changes throughout the race.
Right, you're going to have to really back up your corners. You don't want to use brake, but you might have to use a little bit of brake to
get
it down there.
Just a bit.
Just a touch it, just to get it to set.
Yeah.
Once you get the car to set, then as long as you're not too quick back on the throttle with a loose race car, you should be able to get off fine. But it'll be interesting.
Yes, it will. And we are coming to the end of qualifying here. Frank DiMaggio is going to be sitting on the pole. Congratulations, Frank, on the pole. All right, everybody. We kind of went over everything. Yeah, best of luck to you. Good to see you all here today. Let's have a good one. The cars are going to be kind of loose and hard to control, but you guys already know that. Considering that tire allotment that we have, guys, if you're in the front and you did not take tires, please communicate via, chat, text, whatever, because it's going to create a real nightmare on restarts for you guys. So if you can kind of do that, I think it'll help out. As always, no flaming and no getting into anything in here. And this is going to include, if there's an issue that you have, raise it with the admins, but we don't need any ad lib or any, talking about, I don't know what's going on, blah, blah. Just simply tell us the number, what's going on, and keep it clean. Because we're all here to have fun, have a good time, and we don't want to, put that out there. So that being said, welcome to Atlanta. Let's do some racing. All right. So hopefully you have your beverage, something to snack on.
I do.
And see, rooting for your favorite driver here. As we see a whole bunch of fast cars. We're going to see who can come home with a trophy here. Oh, I'm starting to feel the excitement now, man. At the beginning of these races, yes, this is a sim race, but I tell you what, before you get going in these races, we're all competitors, we all want to win, and yeah, you're in your little cockpit in your computer room or whatnot, but man, you start to get a little bit nervous there, Sam.
Oh, you do, and you get tense, you get nervous. You don't realize you can have the room down to 70 degrees, and you find yourself sweating in the middle of this race.
That's right,
also,
man.
With these cars, this handling, some of these guys being up on the wheel, arms are going to get tired, and you don't think it's that many laps, but that's a lot of laps.
Yeah, I tell you what, last night when I did that restart on those 40 lap tires, man, that was some scary stuff. Before I got going, I started getting worried, going, man, did I make a mistake? Should I have gotten tires with everybody else? When you see that you're the only one that stayed out there, but somehow by an act of God, we got through it. So that's always a plus.
And I mean, you're trying to get that car down to the bottom. You're putting inputs into the wheel, and I even found myself on the straightaways just letting one arm kind of rest a little bit. So it's pretty tense.
Oh man. All right. We are back to racing here in Atlanta. Week number 2 of the 12-week segment, USRC Cup Series on USRC Live here on Twitch. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy the show, rooting on your favorite driver, maybe one you don't like. And
Good luck, everybody.
yeah, put in some chat, send us some love, and hopefully you enjoy this Sunday evening race here on iRacing.
Give us your picks.
Yeah,
Brian, early on, who are you going to pick?
Man, I'm going to go for Frank. Yeah, Wade's been mad fast, but I think Frank's going to have a chip on his shoulder with all of he hasn't won in a few races, and that's not quite his style. As we're off to racing here, USRC Cup Series at Atlanta, 166 laps, 250 miles. And they're going to bury it down into turn 1. Frank, the number 24 down low, the 32 of Wade Husted up high. Wade's going to get a good run. Frank is not going to get in front of him. Oh, here's the number 1 of Zach Mecca getting a great run behind the 32.
We got the 3-car Josh Powell on the inside of Mecca. He's going to clear him.
Ooh, getting real tight. Yeah, it's getting tight. Ooh, and Wade is all over Frank. And I think that's more if he just wants to push Frank out the lead so they can get away from everybody.
Get a breakaway here.
Yeah. Ooh. And we have the 28 that is starting to get all over Mecca. And we have JW.
Oh, we got the 94, just clipped the wall.
It's Jordan Malish.
Back. You got Jordan Malish. He's got it gathered up.
It's like he's going to lose one spot. That's not too bad. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Sean Hughes is rolling out of pit road now. Missed the start, but
Sean Hughes 2 laps down, but you know this, that he's going to get 2 laps back for sure. But this third one is not going to want to get. As we go back up to the front, Frank DiMaggio is still out in the lead here. He's going to lead lap 3 as well. Led the first 3 laps of this 166 lap event. Let's take a look back at Ryan Nichols, number 42. That McDonald's Chevrolet looks like we got 2 McDonald's vehicles, just like in the race today. I'm seeing twins. Looks like that's the return of Dawson Hess. We have not seen Mr. Hess in, I guess just last week, I guess he missed, but good to see the number 92 back. Looks like he has a different number, different paint scheme. He's ready to go. Let's see what he can do this year. Josh Pound at number 3. Yeah, he made the change from 420. It was so hard to get used to, as Durham was talking about in the chat there. So it's hard not to see a 420 in the field. Now we just see that iconic number 3 number with.
3. Looks like everyone's starting to single file out here.
All right.
Everybody's starting to settle in.
Everyone's buttocks is starting to tensen up a little bit as they're trying to hold on to their vehicles. Right. You start racing the track at this point and just like, oh, I don't want to spin it. Don't want to spin it. So we see the 1 getting a great run on Pow. Getting that great run is one thing, man, but be able to stick it down low.
Oh, contact. 1 makes contact with 3. Moves in a little bit in the corner. He gathers it up.
There is some tight racing going on right now between the 1 and the 3. And looks like Mecca's able to keep it down in line just a little bit better. See if he can do something coming out of 4 here. In the trial, well, no. It's easy to get, not so easy to get there, but it's tough to pass for sure.
You can't get that run up off the corner. It's hard. Now he's going to look to the outside.
Oh, he just needed a little bit more throttle to be able to pin in Pow, but wasn't able to.
Yep. Kind of tagged the wall there a little bit.
See, and things like this is when it starts to get, man, really stressful. You're trying to hold on to your car. It's starting to break in. Right now you're realizing, oh, crap, this car is going to be loose. You knew at the beginning of the race. Now you're like, oh, goddamn, for sure.
Right. Getting coming in 9 laps in. Tires starting to wear a little bit. Starting to build that heat up. Looks like John Dews had an internet connection. Fell through. We'll see if he comes.
A shame we lost Dews. All right, let's go ahead and go through the field here. Looking for the number 7 of Sean Black. If you look at Sean Black's paint scheme, it's black and that like minty color. Yeah, minty is what I would call that.
Minty blue. Yeah.
He's a minty blue. Sean Black in the minty blue.
Currently running 14th.
All right, we're going to take a look at my favorite driver. We all know who this is, number 71 of James Jacobs. Ford Racer 2020. You can find him streaming right now on Twitch. But it's always fun to watch the 71 get around the track, man. He likes to make moves. He likes the long run. So let's see what happens this evening.
As Wade has gotten around Frank and is stretching his lead out.
And now Pow looks like he's created a little bit more separation from the 1. Let's see if he can track down the 24. Pow and DiMaggio have raced together many, many races, so they're very familiar battling, swapping spots, and always really clean racing between those two, but always fast, always hard, always great to watch.
Right now, the battle on the track is 5th and 6th between Miller and David Leaf. They were running side by side as Leaf kind of got in a little high on the corner, had to let up, and JW is now going to take it away. But they run probably 3 laps door to door.
We saw JW during practice going side by side with Wade for a couple laps. I mean, that's why we get in early and turn as many laps as practice as possible. And he was just showing it off right there as he waited till the 28 as we see the 1.
Into the wall.
Skipped it just a little bit. And that's going to allow the 33 to capitalize. JW's just picking them one by one, waiting until they make a mistake. And now the 28 is going to have to battle Mecca as he's gathered it up.
And if you just touch that wall, this is a momentum track. So if you touch that wall, you lose so much momentum coming off that corner that guys can really close the gap. So you don't want to beat on that wall too much.
Yeah.
This is not a track for our colleague, Mr. Wilms, because you don't want to beat on that wall too much.
Yeah, you usually take one skip off of that thing going into like 1 or something, and it's game over, man.
Right.
A lot of times on these mile-and-a-half tracks that have the tri-oval there, it makes it really awkward to get into 1 because as you cut across the diamond part of it, you get such a weird angle. You got to get up and then sweep down.
Right.
And when you skip that wall here in these cars, you're done.
And the interesting part about the trioval in this little dog leg trioval, whatever you want to call it, is that you're trying to gain that speed straightaway, and that's just enough to make the car wiggle too. So as these tires wear, your car is going to get kind of loose in the center of that trioval at the start-finish line, and that could create some issues later on in the race too. That could kind of touches the wall going into 4 again.
As they're completed 15 laps here, first stage is 40, so you're not even halfway through. I'm sure you're thinking right now, if you looked up at the laps, you're like, God, I'm probably like 30 laps in, right? If you're a driver, then you realize, gosh, it's only the end of lap 16.
Right, and times have fallen off. Leader's best lap's 28.9. Currently, last lap running 30.1. So, you know, you're running a little 2 seconds slower, and you're thinking, God, when is lap 40 going to get here? I need time.
Take a look at the number 62. Oh, he barely got passed by the number 92 of Dawson Hess. That was real close racing. Will and the officials did a great job. I know he at least got 1 win, but a lot of really good showings. I know he had bad luck on one occasion as well, too, but he's always up there, and let's see if he can make something happen here. As he's going to push up. Oh. I thought he was donezo, but you see the action between these two. Right now I'm thinking if someone doesn't settle down and just give it up right here and just go back to it, we're probably going to be seeing a caution here. This is when cooler heads need to prevail.
Yeah, he's pinching him.
Oh, and he got into the wall.
Oh. He does gather it back up.
Man, I thought he was going to...
This is where early in the race, give and take is going to be a big part of this. So.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
That little punch into the wall, that little tap in the wall, we'll see how it affects the car from here on out.
As we watch the replay here, they're side by side, and oh, he just gets kind of ran up there. Gets loose, but he's able to gather it back, and we're back to live. But the 92 did a great job of keeping that thing together.
42 just got on the wall, 2.
42, that's Ryan Nichols. Right now, this is halfway through the run, and this thing is a nightmare right now. And these guys know that they only have 4 sets of tires. And you start doing the math on it, I think that's tires at what, 40, 80, 120, and then
hope for a caution light to save that last set of tires, because that could be the game changer at the end. But do you save or do you go? So just looking at some numbers here. That last lap, our leader run a 30.38. And back in 15th spot, Sean Hughes, the 13 car, just ran a 30.3. So he's the 2 laps down, but he's running these guys down 2 laps down. Our champion from our race winner from last year, he's coming.
Sean Hughes right there. Looks like as James Jacobs gets really close to that wall. Yeah, it looks like Sean's fastest lap was a 28.89, and his last lap at 30.6. So you can look at that fall off. That's, geez, right. Almost 2 seconds in just 20 laps.
It's, just, this track just shreds the tires.
Take a look at Wade here. Wade's fastest lap at 28.9. So Sean was a little bit faster. His last lap at 30.4. So it looks like he's actually kept it together a little bit better than the 13 at this point. He's just kind of driving off.
In the 9th spot, the 92 of Dawson Hess that we just talked about getting into, the 62 of Will. His fastest lap was a 28.94. So he's not far off the pace of the leader's fastest lap. Last time by he ran a 30.9, but you know he's made some contact with the wall. Plus he's got damage now.
And now he's really trying to fight to get back those positions that he lost. This is when you need to calm down in the cockpit. You start getting really worked up, and you just need somebody to be in your ear telling you, hey, you know,
settle down.
Yeah, it's a long race. We look at Wade up here, all the way up in the front. Still getting used to all of our new cool options here. So far, 25 laps completed, 141 laps remaining, only one lead change, and that was when the number 32 got to the lead, and he's been there ever since.
As Ryan Nichols and Sean Hughes is currently in the pits.
You said Nichols in the pits?
Are they in the pit?
No.
No.
No, looks like nope. I thought I might not be live there for a second. But no, we're good. As we look at Wade here, let's take a look at his RPMs. Gets up there, you see 199 before he slows down, getting all the way down to 155. Take a look at him here as he gets off the tri-oval here. Tops to 200 before he dips back down. All the way down to only 157, so. Frank's not far behind him. If Frank's saving, he's doing a good job of it, but I think a lot of times you end up in those situations to where you're saving it, and then you realize, man, my tires are still going away.
Right.
Well, we know that Frank is a huge fan of the Crank It Up feature. We know this. So why don't we check out Frank? Do we have Crank It Up here? Oh, we have the Crank It Up cams. So I think we're going to have to crank it up here real quick. All right, everybody. Time to crank it up. All right, a little crank it up action for Mr. Frank DiMaggio, the number 24. Oh, look. Hold on, technical difficulties. Need to fire our producer. God damn, I'm about to...
Inside.
Wait until I have a... I will... No. No, you're... No. No. Just wait for me in my office.
Thank you.
I can't believe that. It's all right, we'll get that straightened out.
Coming out of the pit.
All right, let's see who we got in the field here. So we're about to finish up lap 33. Going to be what, 7 laps to go. I'm bad at math, but I'm good at racing.
Should have done the crank it up at lap 40 and listened to all the people exhale. That caution flag.
A collective release of butt cheeks.
Yeah. Collective release of air.
Shout out to Dave. What's up, Dave? Dave's all active up in chat. Dave, you should go into Discord and tell us what they're saying. I bet we have some classic conversations going on about these tires. Take a look at our top 5 here. We have the number 32, Wade Hustad, in the lead, followed by Frank DiMaggio in second. Josh Powell having a great day. He's been all over Frank this whole run. Good to see the number 3 of Josh Powell performing here in Atlanta. Number 33, JW. What up, JW? In 4th, solid run. It looks like Ill Will up to 5th. So these guys right now are putting on a hell of a show. And let's see if anyone will have something for Wade at the end of this thing.
Yeah, right now Wade's kind of showing them that driving the loose race car is not that big a deal.
And as it looks like Ryan Nichols just goes 1 lap down. Ryan would love to get this lap back the hard way, but I don't think he'll have enough for that 32 who's been on rails for close to 37 laps now. As the 42 dives it in down, is he going to be able to make it stick? Oh, and he does make it stick.
Thank you.
Did he have fresh tires?
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, Jacob.
I'm thinking he was 2 laps. Now he's 1 lap down, getting 1 lap back.
Yeah, he's on a 14-lap stint.
He did. Yeah, so he...
A little bit fresher tires than Wade. A little bit fresher tires, so. Looks like he went ahead and used a set. Who knows if he took left or right or 4.
Yeah, he's on a 15-lap run with his tires.
Things have really evened out here. We see the 28 of David Leaf not able to close in on that top 5. But now we have Glenn Wilson. We haven't talked much about Glenn today. Look at that vehicle. Glenn in the number 5 getting it done. Shout out to Glenn Wilson, Playboy, making that pass on the one of Zach Mecca.
Zach gets a little run coming off the corner.
He's going to try to go down low. It's so hard to make these things stick because you're going to allow Sean to get on the outside here. Nope, Sean follows him down. Coming up on lap 40, make sure you call that caution, buddy.
I need to call it?
Yes, sir.
All right, I've never done that before, so this ought to be interesting.
It is just exclamation mark yellow, but I can call it on this one.
Yeah, why don't you call it? I haven't yet to do that. This is new.
No worries.
I'm still new. I'm still a rookie. Rookie racer, rookie broadcast.
All right, man. Caution was out. Caution was out.
Congratulations on the stage win, Wade. Those things look pretty easy to handle, so that's good to know. It's looking good up here in the booth, guys. Good job.
As we finish that stage,
Good
Wade
battle,
Husted, the
Jordan.
winner. Frank DiMaggio, 2nd. Make sure I'm doing it right. Josh Powell, number 3 car, in 3rd. J.W. Miller, 4th. Will Van Alstine, 5th. David, 6th. Glenn Wilson, 7th. Zach Mecca, 8th. Chase Alvey, 9th. And Dawson Hess. Those precious stage points.
Precious stage points, and that's another bonus point Wade will have for the year-long standings. So we have, the season is broken up into 3 different 12-race segments. So you can be a spring winner, summer winner, fall winner. Then we also have an all-year thing with the playoffs going, too. So there's 4 different championships to be had here in the USRC Cup Series. And we're going to be broadcasting them here every Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on USRC Live, here on Twitch. All right, so everyone's getting tires, right, Sam? There's kind of no two ways
pretty
about
sure
this.
Tires. I'm wondering if the 42 is actually going to stay out since he's on that little shorter run, a little different strategy maybe.
All right, we'll take a look here on pit road. Who's going to be the first one out?
Yeah, the 42 does stay out, the 13 and the 42, but they are a lap down, so pit.
All right, there goes Wade lifting him up. Oh, Mecca slid through his box a little bit. Look at all these cars being jacked up, trying to get back down and out before everyone else. Looks like Wade's going to get out first. Oh, Frank's trying to get the traction going. They're going to come in as they went in. Looks like Will's going to pick up a spot. Will's going to move up to 4th, Glenn Wilson 5th. Here comes Ford Racer 2020. Streaming now live on Twitch. 28. David Leaf trying to get some things worked out. Shake the cobwebs off. So why don't we go ahead and take an opportunity. Let's talk to old Ryan Nichols here. Let me drag him in. Hey, Ryan Nichols, you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
All right, man. We see a brand new paint scheme. We know you always got something new for us. Tell us about the racing out there today. It looks like those things are really easy to handle.
Yeah, in that case, looks can be deceiving because I'm having a handful with this thing. Just got. I'm just very tight. I actually got into the wall, but you know, just had to fix some damage. But this thing's a handful for me. I mean, I'm just not liking these conditions. It's just really struggling.
Yeah, man. And considering the tire lot, man, we see that you went with a different strategy. Did you just come in after 15 laps? And what was the plan there?
Yeah, I plowed the wall and it just got really tight. So and I figured, you know, why not come in, fix the damage, get some tires. But you know, it's just seems like my bad luck's coming back. So you know, we got the damage repaired, got some fresh tires on it. So see what we can do. Hopefully we can get this McDonald's Chevy hopefully home, hoping for a top 10, but you know, the way this race started, I'll just be happy to finish.
Yeah, keep in mind those sets of tires. You only have 4 that you can change. So gonna create some really interesting conditions here, and hopefully you guys can adapt to that.
Yeah, well, I took 4 tires at first stop, and I just took right sides now, so I don't like going through my tires this fast, but you know, now hopefully we can get a good game plan here, lay back, conserve, and save that last set of tires for near the end if we.
All right, Ryan, thanks a lot for talking with us. Best of luck the rest of the way. It's going to be a tall task in your tire situation, but best of luck, and we'll talk to you hopefully at the end of the race.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was so. We know so far he's gone through a set, and so what? He lost 1 set complete, and then he lost another set of rights.
Right. Yep.
That's it's going to be some tough going. I don't know when you would ever throw on just left sides too, you know? So it's almost like you just threw away 2 left sides that you may not ever use.
Right. That's where teammates and somebody, a spotter or something can kind of, when you're driving that car and you're trying to do all that stuff in your head, you're going 200 miles an hour, things slip from your mind pretty quick, so.
Right. Well, we're back to racing here. Lap 46 of 166 here in Atlanta, USRC Cup Series. Wade Hustad, the number 32, out in the lead, followed by the 24, Frank DiMaggio, Josh Powell, William Van Alstyne, and Glenn Wilson, your top 5. As the 32 gets a great run. Him being able to control the start now really gives him an advantage. And he's going to try to see how far in front of Frank he can get before he starts saving his tires.
Yeah, get that comfortable lead and just kind of maintain that gap. Be key here. So we got some Chargers coming up from the back.
Take a look at our blimp cam here, see if we can. Oh, as we see the 1 gets below Glenn Wilson. Glenn's going to give him the spot.
Slide it up.
Glenn's going to lose another spot. And I have a feeling that Glenn didn't take tires, which you got to do something here. But if that's the case, he's going to start kind of going backwards there.
Yeah, and I don't know if he did take tires or if he didn't take tires, but the other thing too is when that 1 slid up, if he checked up a little bit, he loses that much momentum, and those guys capitalize. But as Jordan Malish gets underneath him also, so he's falling back.
Right now, he's just trying to maintain. When I did this in the Xfinity race last night, I barely stayed on the lead lap by the end of the 40 laps, so You know, that's what he's banking on right now, is just not to go a lap down at the end of the stage. So let's see if he can make that happen. See, Ford Racer 2020. He's about to be under assault from the number 94, Jordan Malish. Ford starts to go low, Jordan goes high. Let's see if Jordan can get a run on the 71. He doesn't. This is a nice little battle here in the center of the pack. I mean, we're looking back at 10th position, and this is quite a battle, as James Jacobs is trying to keep that 10th place position, fend off the 94 for as long as possible.
And after that, after stage one, those guys kind of have a feel of what the car is going to do. So it makes you wonder how long they're going to try to push it, how long they're going to try to defend the spot, and when they decide they're going to, I need to stay, you know.
Yeah. At what point do you end up the gambler song, you know?
Right. Know when to hold them.
Know when to fold them.
David Leaf, back in 8th, is inside Zach Mecca. Should clear him here.
And it looks like he does. Looks like Zach was content to kind of get back in position, and that's what I'd be thinking. You're going on another long run. I would say at the beginning of these runs, you'll be a lot more cautious than you would have at the beginning of the race, because now you've seen the tire fall off and you know what you're going to get at the end of this thing. Take a look at our man, Glenn Wilson. Let's go inside of Glenn's cockpit here. Do we have a cockpit view on this camera? We do. And we're going to ride around for a lap here at Glenn. And I see him wearing yellow gloves. Not sure what that's about. I think he's wearing dishwashing gloves, those yellow ones. Glenn Wilson in dishwashing gloves. As he kind of sets it down here into one. Touches a little bit of that apron. Gets a good drive off. And as he's looking at that battle right there in front of him between the 71, the 94, and looks like the 92, which Dawson has. I think Dawson might have got some damage. They're having a hell of a battle right now. Go ahead and follow that battle for 10th. So Jordan's able to make the pass on Ford Racer 2020. Ooh, looks like something happened to Mecca that has sent him back all the way back to 8th position. I think Mecca's has some problem.
You know, you can get away with touching the apron a little bit in 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4, you touch that, it really upsets the car. So
He's got it gathered up right now. Let's see if Dawson can get up to him, but I think that little bit of damage that Dawson got early might be holding him back now, but who knows?
or he's saving.
Yeah. You know who doesn't save tires? Glenn Wilson. And here he comes.
Glenn says you can't take them home with you, so you might as well use them.
Glenn doesn't care about tires. And the 94 and the 92 are battling. It's the battle of the 90s. They're trying to figure out who has the better number.
Right. The 92 got a little loose coming off the corner there. Little wiggle.
Oh.
Oh, Jordan kind of runs up high. Here comes Glenn.
You start to wash up.
Get in there.
Here comes Glenn. He's mixing it up. I want my TV time.
Glenn says, I'll jump in there.
Captain Bonesteel says, let's do it. As these two still side by side. And here comes Glenn, trying to get to the outside of Jordan. Here comes Glenn, a great run.
Up, 3 wide,
We're going 3 wide, boys and girls. That is how you race. Captain Bonesteel, not afraid to go 3
why
wide.
pass, Brian, why pass one car when you can do 2 in one corner?
Yeah, right? Why pass one when you can pass them all? He's going to get a good run. Jordan washes up just a little bit.
Oh, 71's in the wall.
Oh, Jordan was able to stay right at Glenn's quarter panel just to give him enough issue to where they could race it out here through 1 and 2. Or I'm sorry, that's 3 and 4.
3 and 4, yeah. And Jordan lets him go. Got a good run off of 4 through the tri-oval.
Ryan Nichols says, hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, he says, hey, since you're in a giving mood, here I
Yeah,
come.
right. Don't be too charitable, because here comes Ryan Nichols in that McDonald Chevrolet. He's trying to get himself into the top 10.
Looks like the right sides are paying off here a little bit.
How quickly it goes from trying to advance your position, battling with someone, to all of a sudden defending your position.
Very quickly. One little wobble. The momentum tracks, man, you wobble a little bit. All of a sudden, you're battling that guy, he gets you, and then here comes 3 more guys, and you're like, oh.
Ryan Nichols, currently in 11th, started 5th. Jordan started 9th, currently 10th, so he's been kind of maintaining.
Sorry, dude.
Dawson is falling back here. Fell way off the pace since that battle.
I wonder what his tire situation is. He might have only taken 2 or maybe none, which might explain why he's now under assault from James Jacobs. And Sean Hughes, unfortunately, still is that 2 laps down. He's been really banking on some sort of cautions to come out, because what happens is after that 40-lap run, even if he gets a wave, he has to go into the pits, which means he can't take the wave. So it's one or the other. Go to the pits or get your lap back. And the way it's been so green, that might not be happening today.
And to be honest with you, I'm surprised we haven't had a caution yet. Guys are doing a really good job. I mean, we've seen a little bit of bumping and banging, and everybody's been able to gather everything up and continue on. So.
Yeah, they've been putting on a hell of a performance here, as we're about to complete lap 64 of 166 here in Atlanta, USRC Cup Series. 250 miles in this mile and a half. Anything but cookie cutter. I would say cookie cutter, but goddamn if it doesn't eat up your tires. So abrasive. So rough on the tires. There's not many on the circuit that are like this. You know, Josh Powell and Frank DiMaggio have stayed really close with Wade. I think they're all kind of saving tires, and Wade probably more so than anyone, just kind of... It's kind of like fishing. Let your line out a little bit, right? Let it out a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah, let it run a little bit.
There for a while.
Yeah, and then when you get the tension, just tighten that bad boy up. That's right, we're using fishing metaphors nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. JW. Gonna sit on that line a little bit.
Dawson continues to fall back. James Jacobs in 71 takes the 12th spot away from him.
Oh, and Jacobs going up pretty high there. Dawson's gonna come back, see if he can make a run at him. Meanwhile, Sean Hughes is just chilling because he knows outside of getting it back the hard way, it's kind of outside of his control right now. But if he get those 2 laps back,
kind of sit back and your only hope is to pray for a caution, give you 1 lap back, and then get you some clean tires, and maybe 1 lap you can get that. I don't know. Flat out not in his shoes.
yeah. As we take a look at the gyro cam here on the number 13 of Sean Hughes. So this is where you get a really good sense of how banked these tracks are. You see them on TV and you don't quite realize how banked they are. As we see the 13 here, just chilling. Diving it down. In real life, you'd be having some G-forces. So go ahead and get the inside of Dawson Hess. Going into turn 1. Look at that banking again. Gets it cracking. Out of 2. Now see how he sets it down here. Back where we started, back in 3. You see old Sean Hughes back at it as we check in back in the front at Wade Husted.
As Wade maintains his 1 second, 1.2 second, 1.3 second interval.
All right, you are watching some iRacing goodness here on USRC Live here in Atlanta. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with you in about 30 seconds here.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me what sounds more refreshing.
Gotcha.
This one? Or this one?
Definitely the one that went bush. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes.
It's Bush.
Right.
And we're back, and Wade Husted is putting on a performance here.
He's going for the trifecta, man. He's going for 2 stage wins and the victory so far, so.
Looks like he only has 8 laps to go before that happens. That number 32, No Fear Chevrolet, is just on rails right now. Let's take a look at the Goodyear cam. See where we got the battles going on as things start to really shape up here. Dawson's falling back to 12th. Looks like, oh, as we see James Jacobs cutting through the infield grass, sometimes you need to mow that stuff. If you have that OCD personality and you see that grass looks a little bit high, sometimes you got to go down there and mow it real quick.
Yeah, I've had that issue before. Seeing a dandelion just drives me nuts, so I just nip it off with the splitter.
Just can't have it. Yeah, just can't have it.
Just can't have it.
Yeah.
We can't have the yard looking like this.
No. All right, as we check back in on this battle for 10th, Jordan still has it and Zach still wants it. Sean Hughes looks like he was able to pass Dawson. Obviously, he's still 2 laps down. I'm sure he's going to move through traffic pretty easily here because he's not really racing for position. As Jordan goes way high, nicks that wall.
Gets on the wall.
Sometimes it's hard on these tracks to, you want to let up a little bit and let somebody go underneath you, but when your wheels are not kicking like they should be, they could push you right to the wall. So it's a worse situation trying to let someone by and you almost wreck yourself doing it.
And I'm not sure if he just got tight in the center or he got a little loose on entry and then tried to gather it up, but it did shoot him up high. As we look at Glenn, he's up there high too. It's like he's pushing out of the corners.
Yeah, starting to send it in. He's licking the stamp and he's mailing it. Glenn making it look good, sitting there in 8th. He's a good bit behind David. So he's probably going to be guarding this this points that he has right now. Looks like he has about 3 bonus points, and he's going to have to try to protect that.
Up on the, is that 71? Really slow.
James Jacobs.
71's really off the pace.
Yeah, it looks like he has a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage on that Ford Fusion. He's just trying to limp around, stay in the lead lap. Oh, he's actually a lap down. So we need to bring that car in and take the bat to it. Oh, he's getting real high. Oh, he's gonna nick that wall. James Jacobs is fighting it. As we're about to complete lap 79 here. Gonna be one lap to go in the stage. This will be interesting because the way it's been shaping up, looks like we're gonna have some green flag pit stops at the end of this thing, and who's gonna be able to make that happen cleanly? You know, you don't want to end up like Jonathan Thomas last week at Daytona, to where he sailed it into the pits, locked up the brakes, and destroyed the car in the inside wall. Had to go to the inside care center and actually broke his wrist. Sim racing's no joke as we get prepared to call the yellow here. Wade is about to make this one happen.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Congratulations on the Stage 2 win. It's looking awesome racing out there. Looks like those cars are a handful, but it's looking great.
Pace car's in 1 out of 2 now.
Wade's going for the trifecta, gentlemen.
So not much shakeup, and got a few guys getting a little
Hey,
few more
Brian,
stage
it's
points.
getting dark
Wade
and I didn't
Hughes
bring my headlights.
starting to get dark.
Yeah, it shouldn't go dark here because
we got a crash. We got a crash.
it goes sundown is
Oh,
8:30 and the afternoon is a 3 o'clock race. It's the only race that you can make in the afternoon without making it like the morning. So we should be fine. We're only on one time, so.
We might want to go back and look at that and see what happened there with the
With what?
the 3, the 24, and the 33, the leaders going on to pit road. I'm not sure what happened.
I think they're just ahead of everybody else, right? The pits are closed for the other guys that are lapped down. Sorry, I missed that as I was trying to figure out what was going on.
The replay, we had guys stopped on the track.
Oh! Yeah, what did
Looks like-
happen?
I'm not sure what happened there.
I could keep going in the replay.
Oh, is Ustad was slow.
He was stopped because they're waiting for the pace car.
Pace car.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of jumbled up there.
And then they went right to the pits
Will
from there.
just about took out the 62. Almost clipped the 33 coming in. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a weird situation to where he had to wait for the pace car, and then as soon as it caught him, it sped past, and they had to get to the pits.
I'll see you soon.
Oh man, as we see
And the tickets are handed out.
as you see the sun start to go down here, take a look at our top 5. Well, we'll wait
Race
till the
chat, someone's talking about tickets being handed out. I don't know if someone got a speeding on I'm not sure. Zach Mecca was saying something about tickets. So I'm not sure if he got too fast in or speeding on pit road, or we'll have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, who's gonna end up with the extra long pit stop? Wow, it is getting close. Let's take a look at track info right now. 65 degrees here in Atlanta. Mile and a half track, 4 turns. Lovely to know. All right, I'm going to take this chance to run to the restroom, grab something to drink. Hopefully you guys do the same as we're about to end it here. USRC Cup Series from Atlanta. We'll be right back.
this is the beginning as well. It's 4 extra steps or 3?
4 extra.
Simple.
That is correct.
Green flag, green flag.
I don't know if Brian's back yet. But don't worry. Do not have the stream up. It's in the booth, so we'll go from here. As Wade Hustat gets out to a big lead. The ones looking inside, we're gonna 2 wide into turns 3 and 4. See if everyone kind of sorts out here.
All right, sorry about that. I am back, and looks like they're back at it, huh?
They're back at it. We got JW and Chase Albee battling for 3rd and 4th right now as JW decides to fall back in line. We had a pretty interesting restart there. As Josh Powell now is in front and clears. We have a new leader for that lap.
Oh, I missed that. Trying to find Josh Powell. There he is.
He's out front.
Let's see if he can do something with it, being out front. All right, the number 3 of Josh Powell.
Somebody before was in the wall on the backstretch there. 94 is really up high, and it's 3 and 4.
See if we take a look at Jordan. Yeah, he's up real high, and here comes the 24.
Here comes the 24.
Gonna get underneath him. Think he'll give it to him easily here. Yeah, Jordan's up really high. Frank takes that position. Frank up to 6th. Frank saying thank you, but I don't know if he necessarily gave it to him. Sometimes you just take it.
It looks as though everyone is taking tires, so that run, so
Yeah, I'm assuming what? They probably have 3 sets of tires left? No, 2 sets left. You're
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2.
I think 2.
And you would think you'd only use 1 more because I would come in after a 40 lap run. So I'd be coming in at 120, 125. As we...
Yeah, the perfect scenario is to try to split this. Again, I don't know what their fuel mileage is. If that pit window is 35 to 40 laps.
Yeah, I think it's between 40 to 50, but honestly, I'm not exactly
40
sure.
to 50.
Yeah, it'd have to be more towards 50.
Oh, we got leader in the wall.
Taking the inside here, Will.
Leader in the wall.
Just brushed it.
It looks like Wade is starting to bear down on him. Josh Powell's not giving it up without a fight. As he starts to pull him coming out of here, out of 2, looks like. Down the backstretch.
Zach Mecca's wall on the backstretch.
Looks like
he's going to bottle. Oh, he's going to gathered it up.
Looks like he lost 1 position. Here comes the 28.
Yeah. 28 and the 94, he kind of pulls back in line. And they kind of checked up a little bit. 28's going to look inside.
And let's see if he can make it stick without sliding up.
New tires, he should be able to make it stick. He just couldn't get the run.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. You need all of the track. Pretty much everywhere we go, it's so hard to pass.
Yeah, if you can't clear him in the center where you get that slide job, get up in front of him. So, I mean, nah, he's going to try the outside.
We're gonna have to make sure we get a sound for our slide job. We need that sound effect for our broadcast.
Right.
Slide job. Oh, and here comes Wade.
Wade to the inside for the lead.
Lap 94 of 166. Wade Hustad, the number 32, battling with Josh Powell, the number 3 Camry. Looks like he's gonna barely get the
Not
spot
quite
here.
clear. Yep.
Yeah, try to get to his quarter panel here. He's gonna,
Oh, side by side.
man, such good racing.
Yep. Now he's gonna clear him. He got a good run off there.
Wow. Yeah, you know, a lot of times when you're fighting, oh, and he's just gonna get to his bumper. Oh,
Still going.
so close. You just try to keep your momentum up, and you just can't make it happen. This is some great racing going on here in Atlanta.
Was it me or was he just a little sideways there?
Woo! You are hanging it all out right now.
Now with this third stage being this many laps, how hard do you fight that guy? Do you burn him up, or you let him go? And
You gotta let him go, man. You would think.
I would think so. Me and you're same style racer. I'm gonna let him go.
Let him go. But we all know how egos kind of play in out there. So a lot, especially if you're a fast guy, you don't like anyone ever passing you.
Right.
Let's take a look back in the field. Sean Hughes is only down 1 lap now. If anyone needs a caution, it's the 13 of Sean Hughes, last year's winner, who would be up there competing this week, but he was 2 laps down because he was late getting into the race and he was penalized and had to sit in the box. What's in the box? Sean's keys. You see Wade kind of pulling off?
Yeah, he's got to have the second gap now.
iRacing's been doing some really good things with their change of weather and stuff like that, because you can see that golden glow off of the track and off of the cars. Just looks really good, looks really clean, and really adds to our experience here on iRacing.
It makes a big difference in the race. Both looking through the windshield and how the car handles.
Yeah, when you start having those changing elements, man, start to tighten up as it gets cooler or hotter or what the deal is. So
Right, and you get some of these tracks where 3 and 4 is in the sun and 1 and 2 is in the shade. Gain all of your times in the shade, and then you lose it all in the sun. So
yeah. You look at our race summary here. Currently, Wade, the number 32, in the lead. We've gone 98 laps, 5 lead changes, and the only 2 cautions were actually ones that we called for the end of the stages. So we've gone green the whole time. It's been great to see.
Oh, okay.
It's,
You don't get to go all the way down there and then door me like that and say thank you.
as
I didn't warn nobody, but you came right up into me.
got a little bit of
Let's take a look as we go to the instant replay. Jordan goes down low on Mecca.
Go around, let me know.
And he just, he kind of raised up high. I'm going to go one more time on the replay to kind of see, maybe back up, see where it started here. Look again here, Jordan. Looks like he just got passed by Mecca. And they're dicing. Jordan goes in a little bit hot.
All right.
Oh, made a little bit of contact with Mecca. All right, we're back live, but yeah, it looks like some racing going on right now. We're gonna have to keep a look on that because we want to make sure we don't have any retaliation, any over-aggressive driving. But right now, these two are really going at it, and that's for the 7th position. I mean, if that's for 7th, what if it was for the lead?
wow.
Give it.
Again, it boils down to that: how hard do you fight for one spot this early in the long run.
Well, it
You know,
becomes
we haven't had a yellow other than the caution. So, you know, going on that logic, will there be a caution? You know, we're going to have green flag stops, possibly, unless the caution does come out. But do you fight that hard this early? Burn everything up? But
hey, normally no. Normally no, but when you have someone that you all of a sudden have a distaste for, it's not about the position at that point, it's about the person. You're not thinking clearly, and, you know, mistakes are happen. So we're going to watch what happens here to make sure we have some clean racing going on between the 1 and the 94.
it goes from strategy to pride.
He's gonna number 1's gonna let the 94 know that he's right there, right? A little bit of head games going. It's like a classic rock song. And Jordan is one of the hardest guys to pass too. I've battled Jordan many times. Some good, hard, clean racing with him. And he is mixing it up right now.
I believe currently the 42 is in the pits. As he's exiting the pits now.
Gonna try to merge here. Getting back up to speed. Looks like he's trying to use all his tires.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, right?
I would use them all too.
Can't take them with you.
That's right. Can't save them for next week. Might as well use them.
As we check back in on the battle between the 1 and 94, side by side. Oh, and then they make contact. And Jordan gets away from the wow, and he's the first caution of the day. Let's take a look at that instant replay.
Sitting right behind that, watching it unfold, is the 13 saying, "Thank you, boys."
That's right. So we're gonna back it up for 40 seconds here. Looks like these guys are going.
Honestly,
No race chatter. As you look here, they were just battling, and you knew this is where the caution was coming, Sam. I mean, this is what we've been talking about. That's why we've been watching these guys for the last few laps.
Right.
Is because cautions happen because we just can't let things go on the track. What may have been an accident before becomes super hard driving here, and accidents are made. Not that anyone tried to wreck anyone, but when you're going so aggressive, right there, the 1 just slid up.
Right. The 1 just kind of, he's coming up. And the 94, you know, he had a little bit to the outside wall, but that's his right to be in that line. It looks like he just got a little tight, pushed up, and unfortunately they got together earlier, and
that kind of makes it sting more. But the situation that happened earlier was Jordan doing essentially the same thing, where he kind of slid up over driving it because you're trying to hold on to the spot so hard. So we'll go back and dissect these after the race as we chop up some nice recap videos. But the main thing we want to make sure is that guys are racing clean and there is no intentional. Right. All right, let's go back to live.
Wade Hustat goes in, comes out, and according to Wade Hustat, Frank DiMaggio, J.W. Miller, Josh Powell, Ryan Leaf, top 5 come out. Now sitting in 10th spot is 13 after he gets that lap back.
All right, he got one of his cautions. So this actually works out pretty good for him. Now he's going to maybe in 10 or 15 laps, maybe 20 laps you pit. So,
yeah, and, you know, he did come over the race radio earlier in that run at the green flag at stage 2 and said, goes the inside, I'm saving. So, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
He heads into the pits here. So since he's the lucky dog, he actually, you know, unlike the wave around, he can actually come in and get himself some tires, start in the back of the field. So that is awesome for him. See if we can talk to Sean Hughes coming out of the pits here. Let him get his service, get out of the pits, and see what this guy's doing. Like a long pit stop. Sean Hughes, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, you guys are doing some long runs there. Unfortunately, there was a caution that came out, but not unfortunately for you because that's kind of what you're banking on. So we know that you came in 2 laps down, trying to grind through it. Tell us about your day so far.
Yeah, like you said, I came in 2 laps down, missed the start unfortunately. It took forever to load in for some reason, but anyway, Nichols short pitted the first stage for some reason. I don't know if he had damage or what happened, but he ended up going a lap down and took away my lucky dog, and been kind of grinding away at it. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. So I got a chance here. I don't know, still a decent amount of laps, but it's going to be really tough to pass here. It's so tight.
All right, so how many sets of tires do you have left?
I think everyone, at least for me, I think as far as I can tell, everyone should have at least 1 set left. That's how much I have left at least. So.
All right. So what are you trying to? How are you trying to break up this stage?
We'll see.
Oh, and the game's already being played.
Secrets. So how loud was it over the in-car radio when you see that yellow come out? Were you pretty elated?
I mean, I saw it kind of coming. I saw those guys getting into it with one another, but more than anything, I was just happy at least I have a chance. You know, I didn't get any stage points, so I need to get a good finish here to get as many points as possible.
He sees guys bumping and grinding, and all of a sudden he's not an admin. He's like, well, that's just racing.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, yeah, so hopefully this works out for you, dude. Good luck. Hopefully we talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, bro. Yeah, it's funny how that works. Huh? All of a sudden you're not an admin. You're like, oh, they just wrecked each other. I don't know what was going on. I didn't see anything.
Right.
Okay, here we go. We're about to be on lap 111 of 166 here, 250 miles in Atlanta, a 1.5 mile speedway, and we're back to racing.
Green flag, green flag.
As Wade, as he's done the entire race, jumps out to that big gap on the restart, gets out there in that clean air. So
you know, the question is the fuel mileage.
Oh, 94 is in the wall. 5 gets into the 94. 94 keeps going.
Take a look at instant replay.
I'm gonna go back and look at the 94 here. See what happens.
Looks like we have a caution out for something. Oh, that's JW Miller. Let's go to the instant replay. JW Miller here. We had to get off that replay to hop on JW. Looking like he's stuffing it down there. Gets the apron a little bit much.
Oh, yeah, I got the apron.
No, he was fine. Oh, and then it was just too much. No, he's fine. I don't know where he wrecks. Seems like he's about to lose it the whole time.
Got down there on the apron.
Oh.
Yeah, just that transition coming out of pit road there is where it just kind of flipped around on him. I thought he was going to gather it up.
How lucky is he, as we take one more look at that replay here, as he gets the lefts on the apron a little bit much, but he doesn't hit nothing. Those tires might be kind of toast.
Right, and you got to give it to the 28. 28 never gets into him. 96 is on the outside, and man, that's some good driving by them guys missing that.
Yeah, the 28 braked hard, got up high, almost got into Will, but wow. And he got some shakes from it.
Yeah, he got the wobbles on there and gathered it all back up. Wow, that was some good driving.
Holy cow. As Frank is in there, looks like the 32 might have came in for some tires. No, he's
looks like
the
62 is on pit road. The 94 is on pit road. 62 was that a gas and go? He wasn't there long. The 94 is still on pit lane.
Oh, my favorite racer, Ford Racer 2020, is out for the day. Ford, what happened? Talk to us.
He's not even in here, is he?
Nope, I just saw him in chat here. Right, well, we're under caution. Let's take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back in Atlanta.
Wow, this toilet paper reminds me of a washcloth. That's Charmin Ultra Strong, dude. Cleans so well, it keeps your underwear cleaner. So clean, you could wear them a second day.
Oh, tell me, I did not just hear that.
I said you could, not that you would.
Charmin Ultra Strong with its washcloth-like texture helps clean better than the leading flat-textured bargain brand. It's 4 times stronger, and you can use less.
It cleans better. You should try it, Skids.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
So I'm a Charmin extra soft kind of guy because I think that even the extra soft is still really durable. So I don't want to say I'm selling out, but I do love me some Charmin toilet paper. Charmin, sometimes shit happens. All right.
Gotta pull JW in and ask him what happened. I don't know how many we got.
You better go get that, man. He might be embarrassed right now. He's living in shame.
We'll pull him down. Hey, JW, you got a copy?
I do.
Walk us through what just happened there. Just get a little loose. Got that's the apron, looks like.
Yeah, you know, I'm falling behind those guys. I'm trying to dig, trying to stay with them, and you know, when you're running that Harvick line, it's just easy to hit that. And you know, I just felt it coming around. I'm just lucky that, you know, they were able to slow down for me. So
yeah, the
still in
28
this
did
one.
a good job. Yep, 28 did a good job checking up behind you and not getting into you and sending you further down into the wall. You know, you're a hero if you hit it right, and you're a 0 if you don't, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Flying too close to the sun.
But you know, we still got 50 laps to go, so.
Yeah,
hey,
we saw in the
still
turn
got a chance.
before that you were just really on that apron. I thought you were going to lose it there. You didn't, and then you did half a lap later. But like you're saying, I guess when you're pushing it so hard, why are you trying to get down to the apron to that white so badly?
Well, you know, because that's the best way to save your tires, especially in this car. You know, the horsepower is so high coming off the corners that you really just got to be as low as possible so you can get the best run out.
So just to give you a little bit of run off to get the tires kind of touching, help the car to rotate?
Yeah, just about that, because, you know, there is, like, I mean, yeah, you'd have to zoom in pretty far, but you can kind of see, like, little berm. Maybe that's just the all the grip down there, but you can definitely see a difference in the track down there next to the white line.
Yeah, there is a lot of grip down there on that line, so unfortunately it's not as wide as the tire, but all right, as we're getting ready to go green, good luck with the rest of the race, buddy.
Yeah, have fun up there.
All right, here we go. Lap 117 and 166 USRC Cup Series live in Atlanta, 250 miles. Wade Hustad going to lead them off. Frank DiMaggio on the outside. Let's get it.
Green flag, green flag.
Wade stacks them up a little bit and then goes, gets his. We're going to have to start calling that the Wade Hustad jump or something like that.
Here comes the 13. We need to pay attention to that 13. 2 laps down, didn't get any stage points, but he's going to try to make a showing here at the end of this race. Last year's winner, who dominated the most laps led, is trying to see if he can come from 2 laps down, get involved, possibly get himself a win as he battles number 3 of Josh Powell right now.
28 looking to the inside of him also.
And, oh, Chase is getting a nice push from the 13. Things are starting to really mix it up right now. It's go time, you could tell. Nobody's laying off. Nobody's saving tires. Three dives it in there. He's going to slide up a little bit. Oh, he's able to keep it down. That's one of the hardest things to make those passes, man, is you start sliding up the hill, you start hitting the brakes,
Yeah, you're burping the throttle, you're trying to do everything because you don't want to take that guy on the outside out, but man, he did a good job in there.
And the 13 just can't quite make the pass on Powell. Finally, he's going to get it done.
Now he can get down to that bottom. I noticed the 13 earlier was really hugging that line down. He was getting some good runoffs on some of those guys, but it could be interesting. As Wade can't seem to shake Frank either. He had that big gap and he doesn't have it as the 13 goes inside the 96.
Everyone seems to be going for it right now. It's go time. Everyone's trying to get everything they can as we see the sun going down, which is making the track a whole lot cooler. Not a lot of sun going on the track right now.
Gonna make it a little more grippy. Tree looks back inside.
Wow, the top 5 right now is just putting on a hell of a show, a hell of a battle. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Ooh, yeah, 28 had to check up there for the 3. Oh, and they make contact.
Contact.
Who is that? Zach Mecca.
Zach
the
Mecca.
one car.
Mecca's had an eventful day here at Atlanta. He's currently sitting right there in the 7th spot. Oh.
Kind of clipped the wall a little bit.
28 takes advantage. Glenn clips the wall here a little bit. Take a look back here at Sean to see if he can do something with Chase Alvey.
Yep, JW has picked up a couple of his spots back, so sitting in 8th currently. So, and looking to pounce on the 1 here as he tries to get inside. There comes JW.
Here we go, side by side.
Inside the 1. He should clear him, and he does.
And then let's see if he gets the over-under real quick. And right back to side-by-side action. This is when you're afraid that the guy on the inside is going to slide up into you. Mecca keeps it on the line. JW
but he can't get that run off.
JW said, I tried the low side, so I'm going to try the high side now.
Well, and the thing in 3 and 4 too is that it's hard coming off down that low to keep it down there when you don't have that run off to the wall. You could really get that run coming up to the wall, but when you got to keep it down there, you really got to let it roll through the corner.
All right, let's take a look back here. We got William Van Alstyne, Will, number 62, sitting back in 12th. Jordan Malish, number 94. He's been having an eventful day as well. Number 42, Ryan Nichols, always an eventful time. Our man Glenn Wilson, what up, Playboy? See that number 5. See if he can make up on the number 1 of Mecca. 33
Still got
Miller.
James Jacob in the chat.
Yes, we do.
Unfortunately, I just got to let him know that he was my pick for the race. And so we'll have to see how he does at Las Vegas next week.
We're talking a lot about you, Ford. We got a lot of fans here. We're hoping to see a good showing. Josh Powell up here in 5th. There's a battle going on with this 13 and the 96.
96. He's going to try to get him clear here.
He's going to clear him. And now, Frank has to... Yeah, Frank got a great run. Had to check up.
Had a great run, had to check up, and then lost all that momentum. As now the 3's going to try to capitalize on Frank losing that momentum.
Yeah, like we were talking about before, you go from trying to take a position, all of a sudden trying to defend one.
Yeah. You think you're going to take a position, and then you end up giving away 3 of them.
Wow. Guys are putting on a hell of a battle, hell of a show here. Hughes just made it to 2nd. Nobody's had anything for Wade all day. Let's see if Sean does.
That last lap, Sean was actually 4 hundredths faster.
We take a look at Sean Hughes here. I think this is probably a great time for us to try to crank this up here. Let's try to crank it up one more time. Let's go around a lap with Sean Hughes. Wow, those are some beautiful angles. As Wade is, looks like he's pulled out a little bit of a lead in the 13.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, did the 13 use up a little bit of his stuff early to get up there, or is 13 saving? I'm sure Wade is saving, but that clean air is helping. Frank's kind of closing the gap too, so.
And Josh Powell a little bit back here. We have a battle brewing here for the 5th position. Chase is now going to have to defend against JW. JW gets that inside in the trial. Now let's see what happens into 1. It's going to make his angle pretty difficult. Right now the 96 should be able to maintain with that high side momentum. But now, if JW can get him the inside into 3, it's a different story here.
And the 28's going to play into this mix because he's kind of caught them too. So, and you got the 5 back there just waiting to pounce also. So, again, it's one of those take 1, give 3 away.
I mean, iRacing has done such a great job with the different lines, man, because a few years ago we weren't seeing this, to where guys can run pretty fast times running that high lane, and just like real life, it just takes that momentum away from the inside car because he has to check up because that outside is so strong.
JW falls in line behind the 28, David Leaf. I guess I'm saying his name right, Leaf?
Leaf.
Leaf?
Yep. I'm thinking about it like Leef. Leaf.
Alright.
It only took us about 20 races to get that worked out last year, so we're doing pretty good right now.
JW got down a little loose on that corner, and they give Glenn Wilson a run.
Here comes Playboy, number 5. That's another one of our favorite drivers. One of our favorite gear jammers is Mr. Glenn Wilson, Mr. Bone Steel. Let's ride around with Glenn, man. Everybody likes Glenn. He likes to bone steel, he likes to race, he likes to mess around. One of the most exciting ragers you'll ever see. God damn.
Sim racer by night, sim farmer by day, right?
Yeah, that's right. He kind of does it all. He can drive, he can farm, he can make babies, he can do it all. That's Glenn Wilson. Come on, Glenn, show us something. If you're listening to the broadcast, Glenn, go high.
Oh, as he gets to the inside here.
No, we want you to go high in 3 and 4 to let you know that you're listening to us. Go super high, all the way towards the wall.
He got a good run there, coming off the corner.
Oh, he's gonna go low. Oh, he's going high. Glenn's listening to us. Shout out to Glenn Wilson. What up, Playboy? You could find him streaming right now. That's Playboy, Plyboi. Shout out to Glenn Wilson. All right, let's take a peek, see what's going on up front here. As Sean has started to close the gap a little bit.
Within 0.3 of a second.
Here comes Sean. Wade has not been under pressure like this since early in the race. But there's Frank, still just hanging around, just waiting for somebody to mess up, make a mistake, and capitalize on it. I don't know if it'll happen out front, but...
Well, they say on Fox Sports that he's in the catbird seat right there.
Yeah.
He's just waiting to pounce.
That's right, man. Let those two do something. Frank's always a good points racer too, man. So even if he knows that he's not going to win, he's going to get as many points throughout the race as possible.
That lap there, the 13 was 1/10 faster as he looks to the inside. He's looking for the lead.
Here we go, side by side down the backstretch. Oh, 13's not going to get there.
Just falls in line.
Yeah, you know, you got to make sure you execute that hit. You know, when you don't try it, make sure you make it happen. He didn't there. He's gonna have to try to gather it up and go again.
And this is one of the most technical tracks. You wouldn't think about that, but you know, you miss your mark, and you push, you get loose. These cars are snapped tight loose off the on exit. So
as we saw earlier today, man, when you miss that up, you let off the throttle, and how many guys pounce on you?
Right.
It's that quick. Here we go. He's trying to get on the inside, going into one. I don't think he'll be able to get it, because we talked about before the angle going into one.
He got to run through the center. Man, he got to run through the center. But
wow. Wade had to step on it. Yeah.
Wade holds it off on the outside. Wow.
Wade had to step on it right there and start wheeling that bad boy, because he knew he was about to lose it, and if he did, he might not get it back.
Run there.
Here goes Sean Hughes.
Run in the center.
Sean's going to lead this lap, possibly. He's going to lead it, but will he make the pass? Here we go, into turn one. Sean in the lead.
That last lap, 13 was a tenth faster, so.
These guys are getting nervous. They are sweating in their cockpits. They're getting really probably amped up in adrenaline as it comes down to this last 24 laps here in Atlanta.
And you're sitting in that 13 car right now behind that wheel saying, earlier I wanted a caution, now I don't want a caution. I do not want a caution. So he went from praying for a caution to praying for not having a caution now. So
now Wade just wants to make sure he stays in his mirror to where he's looking at you, because when you fall back too far, you get too much confidence. So
right.
Wow.
Now Wade's just going to ride it out here for a few laps here and capitalize on any mistakes. So
yeah, now it's Wade's turn to try to, plan something out to try to make a pass. Before it was Sean that took him a few attempts to get it done.
And keep that pressure on him. Make him bobble.
Yeah, absolutely. Make him bobble.
I'm going to make you bobble, and I'm going to catch you.
And now we're thinking about fuel strategy. Like, can these cars go 56 laps? Hell, we don't even know.
Yeah, don't know.
Here comes Jordan, who must be on fresh tires, I assume. Let's see here.
Yeah, he just come out of the pits.
Yeah.
He was in the pits.
Now he's going to use those fresh tires, try to go around the outside. I find that the easiest way for people to let you by a track like Atlanta is go down low and let me go down high, because that push that you get is really bad, even if you are a lot faster than somebody.
Right, and if you run any officials and stuff, they're always like, go high, go high, go high, and I'm like, I'm going to stay low. If you're on fresher tires, go around me.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it stick up there, I can't. You lose so much momentum on them old tires up high, you just can't get that run off.
Let's take a look in on our number 42 of Ryan Nichols. Well, he's in the top 10, which will be
10th.
Yeah, that's not probably the day exactly he was hoping for, but it was the day he would settle for after this thing got going.
I'm not sure if that damage is from early in the race is affecting that car a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, his tire strategy was pretty thrown off from the get-go, when you had to do a short pit and then, take two after that first stage. So,
but still powering through this in the 10th spot, that's pretty good.
His teammate, Zach Mecca, right in front of him, number 1. Shout out to Zach and that number 1 Monster Energy Chevrolet. Glenn Wilson, looks like he's going to go at David Leaf. Here we go. Let's watch this little battle here. Mr. Bone Steel himself. David Leaf sitting there in 7th. A little bit of a championship hangover. The race in Daytona and this race has been okay, but after winning the championship last year, we thought we'd see him lead some laps here in Atlanta. Let's see if he can defend this position from Captain Bonesteel.
He's kind of been stuck in a lot of traffic, so that makes a difference too. So
yeah, the talent that we've gotten in these series is just pretty ridiculous, and I really thought about it as we see Glenn get really loose right there. Oh no! Oh Lord! God damn! Oh,
is that gonna bring a caution? Is he off the track?
Oh, Glenn Wilson, we're going to have to go back and look at this instant replay. He gets loose here, corrects it, and then the way that these cars are so wonky on the straightaway, he gets back to the throttle, puts him right back into the wall. One more time on this instant replay.
Yep. It's back under powers.
Aye! Here comes the goddamn. Goddamn.
Unfortunately, that's not good for him. But he does maintain control of the car to keep the yellow from coming out, so.
Let's go inside his cockpit. Gets it together, hits the throttle. Oh, Lord! His dish gloves were not going to save him.
Oh, and then he misses his pit box coming in. Oh.
Insult to injury. Well, at this rate, he's never going to get some real gloves. You have to race those dishwashing gloves his whole life. Okay, Sean has got a, what,
3/10 gap.
Yeah, you know, I was trying to think about how do you even say that math, so I'm glad that you could. I was like, he's 3 point, I don't, I just see numbers over here.
Frank's falling back almost 3 seconds behind the leader, so I don't know if Frank's saving up here or...
Yeah, these guys right now are on a 45 lap run. Whew, I can only imagine how these cars are feeling after 45 laps.
Well, and you got 10th spot back there with Will Van Alstyne. He's got newer tires, 30 laps, but Ryan Nichols running on 50 lap tires.
Oof. Yeah.
Wow. And he's holding that 9th spot, but I mean, he's making them work.
Here comes Will. That's going to be 10 lap difference on the tires. I don't know if anyone could hold that off. But right now, he's actually doing a great job considering how worn his tires are. But here comes Will. Once he gets to the outside, he doesn't know where to go. Do I go high? Do I go low? I'm going to go low. And we talked about this awkward angle all day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think... This is just not where the passes are made. I knew it.
Didn't clear him.
Those are
Didn't
just
clear
not...
him. That's going to bring out the yellow.
They haven't called it. No yellow. No yellow is out. They did not call yellow.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
It's that... We're talking about it. You just... Into one is not where you pass because of the push-up. We've documented it all race long.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Early in the race, you can possibly make that, but as the race goes on, your only passing lane is 3 and 4. That's the only place you can make up, and you got to be that inside. So.
Yeah, as we look at the instant replay here,
he just didn't clear him.
Nope, the slide job was not to happen. And you know, and it's late in the race. Nobody's letting you in at that point on the slide job.
Right.
If you take one last look.
I think looking at it here, I was about 2.5 to the good. But again, I knew if I was going to push it too early, I'd probably lose that pretty fast.
The 42 did nothing
that,
there. I mean, he was just holding his line.
Yeah, he was just keeping his spot.
He's just victim of unfortunate circumstances there.
Yeah, the push into one, it's just you can't get the arc that you would like.
I think it was maybe cutting a little bit too
and
close,
then
but
I think Ryan was cutting it close. It's just at that point it's just racing. Like nobody's giving an inch.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
So
and he just gets caught up in it.
This is not what Sean Hughes wanted to see.
No, he did not. The leader did not want to see that caution, I'm sure.
They're all coming down. And now Sean Hughes at least controls the start. So this will be a short run. Can he get off to a big enough gap to not allow the 32 to get at him? So this is going to be an exciting finish here. USRC Cup Series in Atlanta.
And the pros and the cons of this is that Sean didn't qualify. His pit box is all the way in the back. So he's got to maintain 50 miles an hour from the back of pit road to the front. So where's this going to put him coming out?
All right, this is the battle off of pit road. This might determine your leader, whoever can control the start. And here comes Sean. And he's going to come out in the lead. And Frank, it looks like, barely. This might benefit Frank, actually, starting in third rather than first. The battle off of pit road. Wow. This thing is shaping up, getting exciting. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. We're following around Sean Hughes. Be right back.
checking up in 3.
We are shaping up for a hell of a finish here in the USRC Cup Series. As you see, it's almost sundown. It's starting to get dark. We had an amazing finish to Daytona, controversial, but an amazing finish. And right now we're poised to do the same thing, as we're going to have about 5 laps to go with the 13 of Sean Hughes that battled from 2 laps down to currently maintain the lead. And let's see if he can hold off number 32 of Wade Hustad on these last few laps. So we're shaping up for a good one. 166 laps, 250 miles here in Atlanta.
We're going to have a little 6-lap shootout. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like a, what, 5 or 6? Oh, we're side by side right now, yeah.
Yeah, we're at 2 to green here.
Yeah, 6-lap shootout.
It's going to get crazy.
It's going to get nuts.
Fresh tires, since the last time we checked, the track has cooled off 5 degrees also. So,
wow.
So it's a little grippy and.
Yeah, we couldn't afford to pay him to turn on the lights here, so
right.
You know, we need to get this thing over.
It is getting dark because if you look at the pace car, you can see the headlights on the pace car. So
that's not good. When the pace car has its lights on, but the track does not, we're not spending our money in the right places.
Right.
Okay, here we go, Sam. We're about to finish off the 250 miles here in Atlanta.
We'll see how dicey it gets right off the bat. Pace car's in.
And we're back to racing.
Jump, and green flag, and Sean gets a big jump. I don't know if this is going to be an advantage or a disadvantage.
And Wade's able to close it off from the 24.
Shut him down, yep. The 24 is going to try to look.
Exactly what Sean wants to see. Here we go. The 24 to the inside to see if he can take the position from Wade.
96 is on the outside. 28's looking to pounce.
We have a battle going right now. Wade, Frank, Chase, David, all trying to get themselves a podium spot.
What a block.
And we have some talking.
Yeah.
I know, right.
Come on. Zach Mecca must have blocked the 3.
Oh, we don't hear much from Josh Powell ever saying anything. Here we go. Can Sean still maintain this lead? Everyone's pretty much single file now. We're not saving tires. We're not saving fuel. The sun is going down. It is time to go. If you're going to win this thing, you got to wheel it. You got to want it. You got to do it here in the Cup Series.
Sean's got that 0.2 of a second gap. And that last time by, Wade Hustad was actually faster than the leader by 4/100 seconds. So does he have time to reel him in?
You saw Wade's car kind of wobble going into 3 because he's driving in so hard, wheeling it so badly. And we're going to have 3 laps to go. Oh, Wade had to check up, almost hit the wall, let Sean gain a little bit more on him. Sean Hughes trying to defend his win from last year, where he dominated the most laps led. This year, he started 2 laps down, worked his way to the front, but the number 32 of Wade Hustad is coming.
He got a big run there in the tri-oval.
2 laps to go.
0.2 of a second gap.
Wade gets a great run off here, going into 3.
Another good run.
All right, Sean's going to get down there. Wade gets a little bit lower.
Gets lower. Gonna get a run off here.
Here we go, 1 lap to
Closing that
go.
gap. White flag, white flag.
The battle in Atlanta. These guys have raced together in many league races. As Sean's trying to defend that lead against the 32, and right now Sean pulled him by just a little bit. What's going to happen in 3 and 4, Sam? Sean has the great line.
Yeah, I thought maybe that Hustad was going to try to go high, and he didn't.
Hey, he could win, Sean.
Going to the start-finish line. Sean Hughes.
Sean Hughes is our winner.
Wow, defending
Wade Hustad
from last year.
Wade Hustad second. Frank DiMaggio finishing 3rd. Chase Alvey in 4th. Josh Powell 5th.
Attaboy, Sean. Way to
David
get him.
Lief 6th. Zach Mecca 7th. J.W. Miller 8th.
Good win, bud.
Ryan Nichols in 9th spot.
Thanks, man.
And top 10 would be Jordan Malish.
All right. Crap.
And then we have
Somebody under caution.
11th, you got William Van Alstyne.
Man, I'm so
12th,
sorry,
Glenn
dude. I did
Wilson.
not do that
James
on
Jacobs,
purpose.
Dawson
I was trying to
Hess,
get
Sean
by you
Black.
guys to go give Sean a pump.
And that would be our field.
That's going to be everybody. Congratulations on that win, Sean. You and Wade battled it out, man. That was so great to watch. You top 5 cars there, especially on the last couple of runs. So great to see. Great race, guys. Thanks for coming. Hopefully check out the replay of the race and the breakdown we'll have on YouTube. The top 5 definitely stick around, and we might talk to a few more people, but thanks for the racing, guys. You guys all have a safe week. Thanks for coming. And again, congrats, Sean, Wade, Frank. You guys were all just on it today. Let's watch these burnouts here. Let me go to instant replay just to catch these burnouts. If you win a race, Sam, you really want time to burn them down. Let's watch the 13 of Sean Hughes.
I think he might have blew his car up.
Here he goes, spinning the donuts, getting it done. He was in the server late, 2 laps down. And I'll tell you what, if that one caution did not fly in his favor, he'd probably end this race a lap down. But instead, he's your winner here in Atlanta.
Well, that's one way to end your race there, too. Just burn it down, kill the car.
Burn it down, kill the motor. Let's go get a new one.
That's right. We don't need that one anymore.
Oh, we don't need it. Let's see if we can talk to old Sean Hughes. Sean Hughes, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, that caution fell right when you needed it to. We talked about it before, and you had an amazing battle there at the end with Wade. So tell us a little bit about the end there.
Yeah, I mean, initially I don't know, I think I got up to 3rd pretty quick, got around Frank luckily, and then I settled in a little bit. I was overdriving turn 3. It was really, really tight on entry pretty much everywhere for me, but I pretty much had to relearn the track, you know, when I was just riding 2 laps down. I really wasn't driving hard at all, and then that last little run there, when we caught that caution, I'm not sure if I caught a break or not. We were really close on fuel. I don't know. I didn't have a crew chief or anybody, and fuel has always been one of my weakest points, so I'm not sure if I would have made it or not. But regardless, I knew I had to push Wade there, and definitely a big confidence boost outrunning Wade. I mean, we all know how fast Wade and Frank are, so it was definitely cool to get up here and duke it out with those guys.
Yeah, so when you caught up to Wade was one thing. When you made the pass, what were you thinking at that point?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I knew I was pushing him then. I knew he was trying to save, but he didn't want me to get around him, you know? So at that point, I saw he was entering really high into turn 1 there, and I just dove her in a couple different times to let him know I was there, and eventually I was able to get a good enough run off of turn 2. And turn 3, I think he was better than me in 1 and 2, but I think I was better than him in 3 and 4. And you know, after I figured that out, the caution fell, and I really don't know what would have happened had we not been tight on fuel. I wish I could have ran them 100% straight up, but regardless, I'm not unhappy with the result.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of contact, and all of the wrecks happen in turn 1 and 2. What's the difference between trying to make a pass in 3 and 4 here versus 1 and 2?
Yeah, 3 and 4 is all about just getting to the inside of someone. I mean, in real life, you saw some guys make some moves on the outside line and all the way to the wall, maybe even. But here, it's not going to happen. Whereas in 1 and 2, you can be a little bit wider, but with this cool track temp, it's just really, really tight. And if you get on someone's outside, you can really pin them down there and make them have to lift.
Then one of the funnest things to watch is people get to the outside and that faster car not able to make the pass if someone keeps on the outside, and then you bring along someone's friend with you, and all of a sudden you're stuck down low.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with this cool track temp, I wouldn't say the track really drove any different as it cooled off. It just got faster and more grippy. And really, I was just, like I said, when I got behind Wade initially, you know, when I got to P2, I really just had to almost relearn the track. And I tried his line a little bit. Wasn't working out too well for me. I tried my own thing for a little bit. And, you know, I finally found it. And just glad I didn't run out of fuel.
All right, you got anything for him, Sam?
No, that's pretty impressive. We were talking in the broadcast that you were praying for a caution. You got the caution. Then when you took the lead, I said he's praying for no caution from here on out. But sounds like you weren't sure if you were going to make it on fuel, so maybe it worked out for the best.
Yeah, absolutely. It was close. Close.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on defending your title from last year here at Atlanta. And we look forward to seeing what you're going to do at the 1.5 Mile in Las Vegas next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
All right, buddy.
Congratulations.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Number 13, Sean Hughes getting it done here in Atlanta. 250 miles, 166 laps, USRC Cup Series. Who else do we got here? Oh, we got Wade.
Yeah, we need to pull Wade in.
Wade, we don't want to talk to losers. No, just bring in Wade. Hey, Wade, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Usually we don't want to talk to the first loser, but...
Hey, if you grab me, hey, it's true. Second place always is.
Hey, man, it was an exciting race to watch. We thought you were going to get the trifecta, but that number 13 getting his laps back, making a run at the end. Tell us about the last couple of runs there, because they were super exciting for us to watch.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of those longer runs there, especially on older tires. I saw Sean coming, and he got a couple of his laps back, which was actually pretty nice. We're up there running towards the end. Let's see here. I think it was that last stint of about 60 laps. And I was going to be really, really close on fuel. We had one yellow that kind of saved us a little bit, and I was able to kind of putt around, shut the engine off, and save there. But it wasn't going to be quite enough. I was just kind of doing some math in my head, and so I backed out of it. I pretty much, going into 1 and going into 3, every lap for about 30 laps was pushing in the clutch and coasting. And when you don't hear the revs of the motor and you have the motor to kind of slow the momentum of the car going in corners, it's really hard to hit your braking points. It's just a different style of driving, so I kind of had to adjust to that. And Sean was coming. I ran him, a little bit there, side by side, just to see if he'd burn up a little bit more fuel. But I let him go, thinking we're going to make it to the end and then we could race it out. But that darn yellow again cost us. And fresh tires. It's one of those things that everybody's pretty much fast in fresh tires, but Sean is one of those guys that capitalizes. Whether it's new tires or old tires. And I knew it was going to be really tough with just a tight window of about 5 laps to beat him. It was sweet that we're right on his bumper at the end, but just not enough laps to race it out and see what would happen. But congrats to Sean on that win.
So how is it when you're dealing with these tire allotments? So you guys only had 4 changes of tires over 166 laps. How does that affect your race, your strategy, and how things ultimately play out?
Well, what it really boils down to is trying to save one set for the end. You never know if you're going to get a late race yellow. There was 4 tonight, so we're able to change 2 at the end of the first 2 stages and then have 1 to cycle through green flag pit stops. And that yellow came out, allowing us to save that set towards the end too. As we get later on in the season, if you only allowed 3 and you change for the first 2 stages, you're only allowed 1 more. So if you run through a fuel run and yellow comes out the end, you're pretty much screwed. So it opens up that window for people to really dice it up with their strategy and kind of putt around either the first or the second stage to save the set for the end, because it could be a lifesaver and a game changer, it comes down to you still have a set left. So this year we're gonna have to be a little bit more conservative on those tires.
All right, man. Well, you didn't get the win, but you put on a hell of a show. It was awesome to see. Yeah, congratulations again. Hopefully you have a safe week, and we look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas next week.
Yeah, you got it. Should be fun. See you guys next week.
All right, Wade, see ya.
Good run.
Number 32, Wade Hustad. All right. We got Frank DiMaggio. Frank DiMaggio, you got a copy.
Yeah.
Well, we know you. Oh, I need to turn you down. Your godlike voice is just too much for me to handle. So you like long runs. You got some of them today. What'd you think about the race overall? Tell us about your third place finish and kind of how the car was today.
The track was pretty cool. So there's a lot of grip for a while, and then as the tires start to go away, start sliding coming out of the corner. So that was pretty fun. The long green runs, that was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun as well. Just the way the cautions were falling, there was no really point of saving tires on a pit stop. So it was a fun race. No, I don't have anything for Wade and Sean, so I tried to let Sean go and see if they could battle it out, but it was good stuff.
Yeah, Sean be able to capitalize, get a late caution that put him back on the lead lap and got himself some fresh tires and put his way up to the front. Man, at one point you guys were on like a 45, 46 lap run. How did the car feel? Because we know the track was really tight, but how did it feel after 40 plus laps?
It was a little loose coming off the corner. I just don't have the balls to get on the gas coming out of 4 though. I just can't do it. 1 and 2 I think I'm okay, but 3 and 4 I don't have the guts to get on the gas coming out. So that really hurt me a lot. The guys were making up time on me there. So just cruise around, keep the car clean, and come away with the top 5.
Well, it was definitely a solid win, and you were definitely applying pressure when you could, but just didn't quite shake out for you today, but definitely a great finish. What do you got for the man, Sam?
How happy were you when that late caution come out? Were you happy or were you disappointed? Were you going to be able to make it on fuel? Everybody said that they were real close.
I was about 4 laps to the good. I kept up about a second behind Sean and Wade, and then I started putting the clutch in, turning the engine off, and fell back a little bit. But I was about 4.5 laps to the good, so I had made up my mind with 10 to go. I was done saving, and I think we got that yellow with 11. So
right. So that strategy went out the window, huh?
Yeah, that was it. Everybody had to set it to be pushed like hell to the end after that.
All right, man. Well, it was still a good finish. Maybe not the win that you were looking for, but a good points day. We got 12 weeks of this, and we got 36 all year long. So we know that we'll be seeing you up towards the front later on this year, and hopefully you got something for him here in Las Vegas coming up next week.
Yeah, I qualified ahead of Wade, so it felt like a win today for me.
All right, Frank DiMaggio, glad to have you. Have a safe week, and we'll see you next weekend.
All right, see ya.
All right, buddy. Frank DiMaggio, our man, number 24. Well, Chase Albee.
Solid top 5.
Let's see if I could even grab him. So far up here.
Grab him. Here, I'll grab him. Ready?
Yeah, you get him. Chase Albee, what's going on, buddy? You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I saw that number 96 bumping, grinding, getting to quarter panels, battling. Tell us about your race today.
Well, that was real fun there. I had a really fast. I was really good on the short runs there. I think I got up to second at one point, and on the long runs, I really struggled to get the car to turn into the corners. So we had that long run at the end there, and I held off JW and David for about 30 laps. So I don't know how I did that at all.
Man, and it seemed like on those restarts, you guys were battling for a few laps. How hard is it to be so close on these restarts with these cars that kind of handle really poorly?
It's really hard. You gotta be perfect, or else you'll slide up or you'll hit somebody and wreck somebody, and it's real fun though.
So, what do you think? You raced some of the Xfinity, right? Didn't you do Xfinity last night?
Yeah, I did about half the race and then I quit.
So, what do you think was the biggest difference between those Xfinity cars and this Cup car?
Oh, the Xfinity car was super tight. Like, you could hardly get on the gas without hitting the wall. But these cars, you get on the gas too much and it breaks loose.
Teaches you how to throttle the pedal a bit.
So on those restarts, what line did you prefer? Which with the hard battles, did you prefer the inside or the outside, or?
I prefer the outside actually. I just felt like you could really pinch the car on the inside down and get a run off the corner there.
Yeah, we seen you battling on one of the restarts. You battled several 4 or 5 laps there on the outside, and the car on the inside seemed like he was getting a run, and then you off the corner you come flying right back by him. So
yeah, man, it's just hard to get a run off the corner when you're being pinched down and you gotta hold the steering wheel. You gotta keep turning that thing, and you just don't get a run off of it.
Yeah, one of my favorite things in racing is the pinch, pinch, pinch. I love to be on the outside in your quarter panel. I love it. Yeah, I mean, you could really see it when guys were going for the passes. It's if you get to their outside, you're almost guaranteed that spot because that inside was just so tight and you drifted up. But we also saw a lot of guys make mistakes. What were you seeing out there?
I saw a lot of people getting real loose off the corners. You know, I didn't really have that trouble. I felt like I was very conservative, but I don't think they were all faster than me. I just held them all off somehow.
All right, man. Well, that was a solid finish there. Got yourself a nice top 5, a good points day. Good finish today. Hopefully you can repeat that next week in Las Vegas.
Yep, I'll see you then.
All right, Chase, brother. Have a good, safe week.
You too.
All right, so we don't have Pow, we don't have Leaf, but we do have Mecca. You know, I wake up in the morning and I pray towards Mecca. Wonder if it's the same one. Hold on.
Okay.
It's Zach Mecca. Oh, sorry, buddy. We just pulled you in the booth real quick. What's going on?
How's it going, man?
Man, those cars look like they're a handful out there on long runs. Tell us how difficult it is to race around here in these cars, how close everybody is together and be able to make passes and bump and grind with guys.
Definitely with the track surface and how it eats the tires, it makes it a lot more difficult for us to do anything. So when you do get the chance, you see an opening, even if it's on the low end and it's just a slight bit to stuff your nose in there, you better take that chance because you might not get another one because running that high line, at least in my opinion, was not working for me tonight. I could pinch the guy to the inside, but somehow we'd still be side by side coming out of the turn and he'd get the advantage. So it just seemed like anytime I could get that low lane and get my nose in there, I would take it. You know, not trying to make anybody mad or anything, just taking whatever opportunities were given to me. So, but with the tires, that made it a whole different challenge of trying to keep the car steady on the bottom there. You know, gotta just like today in the races, man, where their tires were eating up and they were off throttle a lot. I was riding the car through the turn a lot, half throttle, and I wasn't full throttle until at least almost off the turn.
Yeah, man. I mean, how difficult is it when these cars, to turn the times that you're turning, you're kind of on the edge, it seems like most of the time, but how difficult is it to try to make the pass on people? Because we saw a lot of times you got to do an awful lot of work to work around someone, and sometimes you might kind of rub against them, drift up, or, you know, something like that. How difficult is that?
It's extremely difficult. I mean, like I said, with the tires eating up, if you make one mistake and you're side by side with them, you're gonna drift right up into them, and it could cause a caution, big wreck, you know, and then a lot of drama can happen. There's gonna be driver fights. Nobody wants that. You know, we want clean side by side racing and good passing and all that. So you know, you get to a little bump to somebody and get able to pass them, move them up the track to get by them, or just shove your nose into an opening. You know, with that. It's all about just staying clean and not making mistakes.
Yeah, man, there was some exciting racing going on, making maneuvers to try to get around people, man. So it made for a fantastic race. And, you know, that low lane seems like it's so difficult to be able to clear guys and make the pass.
Oh yeah, it really was, because that lonely, once your tires start getting eaten up, your car just wants to grip. I mean, no matter what, even if you're off throttle with the whole turn, coming out of the turn, your car just wants to go up towards the wall. So trying to get it to maneuver to stay on that low line, it took a lot of effort out of me tonight, and probably other drivers that were definitely running that low lane.
Well, it looks like you survived a couple of close calls. One spinner probably hurt your tires, but at the end of the day, you came up with a solid 7th place finish.
Yeah, I got to give it props to my crew chief. You know, with that spin, we just had good tire management and just took tires during the stages, and we didn't take tires when we didn't need them. So we came out good with the tire strategy to make sure we had the tires at the end. We used our last set with that last caution to give us better tires towards the end there, you know. With 8 laps to go, whatever it was on the restart, I knew that we had to be way more aggressive at the end than we were the whole entire race to try and get whatever positions we can. So, you know, no props to everybody that race clean and all that. And you know, I blocked. I did whatever I could to keep positions. That 3 car blew by me. He was a good driver, you know, so trying to keep him behind me and all that. It was a fun race.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, man. The bumping, grinding, trying to get it done. So you put on a hell of a show today. The competition is pretty fierce, but we look forward to seeing that #1 Monster Energy Chevrolet in Las Vegas next week.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
All
Can't
right.
wait.
Have a safe week, man. We'll see you next weekend.
See you next week.
All right, Zach Mecca. Who else we got here? Do we have JW? JW left.
I think JW left.
JW is kicking. Oh, no, he's here. Hey, JW Miller, what's up? I thought you were kicking a puppy somewhere.
Hey, I'm here.
All right, man. So we had some good long runs with that car. Tell us what you saw out there.
Yeah, you know, I was just trying to hang that bob, and you know, it's too bad that I got on the apron, got spun around, and I think that really, you know, messed up my tires where I couldn't get past 8th place there. Unfortunately, you know, those guys were racing so hard, but you know, if I would have had the extra tires, which we had just put on, I think like 5 laps before that. So, yeah, still a good points day for me. I got a couple of good stage 1 and stage 2 finishes, but overall, I'm happy with.
Yeah, seemed like a lot of really intense competition out there, and it seemed really difficult to pass with everybody, you know, with the skill level out there. Man, we saw a lot of guys going low, drifting up high, and all that kind of stuff. Did you see anything that you thought, oh, Lord, how did that even happen, and how did they save it?
Not really. I think my race was pretty uneventful, you know, just falling behind Wade and Frank and all those guys up there for the majority of the race. You know, I let Frank by. You know, just try to learn a few things from him, and I was able to do that. And you know, I was able to stick up there with him, but you know, just that one mistake and then not having the extra tires really bit me there, because I was able to make up quite a few positions there on that final restart.
Yeah, you were coming. You flew too close to the sun. That kind of bit you, but hell, you got to try something to be able to get yourself a nice top 5 or possibly a win here.
Well, and you know, that's the difference between someone like me and a pro like Harvick. Like, you know, Harvick's going to be able to hook that bottom for 300 laps, and
Yeah.
he won't hit the apron or spin around at all. So
yeah, no doubt.
It's really fun riding these cars around. And, you know, I'm kind of in the camp of I'm going to be sad to see the new rules package come out here in March. It's going to slow the cars down about 20 or 30 mile an hour and really make it more interesting.
Yeah, I'm always looking forward to seeing what the changes are going to do. It's going to produce some good racing one way or another, so we'll see what happens here coming up in March.
Well, and you know, this Atlanta is such a bumpy track and such a difficult track to drive that, you know, maybe next week at Las Vegas, that's a very smooth, very fast track. They'll be able to hold it wide open for quite a few more laps, so maybe we might see more racing that was kind of like the All-Star race.
All right, man. Well, all in all, you got yourself a nice points day. You know, top 8. I know you probably would have rather had a top 5, but all in all, with the competition considering, I think that was a great finish, man. So congratulations on that. Have a safe week, and we will check you out next weekend for, geez, the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right, brother, we'll see you. And there goes JW. All right, it's time for us to grab Ryan Nichols here, Sam.
All right.
Ryan Nichols, you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, good.
All right, man, tell us about your race. We know you came in early, short pick, grabbed some tires, had to grab tires after, I guess, that first stage ended. How did your whole tire situation end up unfolding today?
It was pretty interesting, but you know, I came in early because I kind of tagged the wall, had some damage. Figured to come in, fix it, get 4 fresh tires, and then the next 2 stops, I took right sides and I took left sides, and just taking left sides just doesn't work because, you know, we fell pretty far back. And then kind of was the first one to come in to get that 3rd set, and then caution came out, so it kind of trapped me a lap down. I was able to get that back, but, you know, it's just, for that, it just seems like for the last half of the race I was running all by myself, and it was, you know, I just had things going wrong left and right, and, you know, got to the point where I was just glad it was over. But, you know, it was just a nightmare for me. Just everything that could have went wrong did. So
we saw some super tight racing, a lot of door-to-door action, guys drifting up into other guys, not clearing. Looked like you and Will kind of got into something as he tried to clear you. Wasn't quite clear, and he ended up going into the wall. Tell us about some of the passing you saw today and how difficult it really was for guys to complete it.
Yeah, passing was interesting. You know, especially if you're trying it on the low side, you're gonna drift up but that car on the outside is gonna have the better run off the corners, and that's what I was experiencing tonight. I was getting a good run trying to pass somebody on the inside, but then they, you know, motor on by on the outside. So, but I mean, I was having a really good battle with Jordan there for a little while, but that last incident, I mean, I don't know what was going on, but I knew he ran me down. I gave him the room, and my spotter was saying he was still there, and he just moved up into me, and, you know, he was trying to blame me for it, but, you know, it is what it is. So just move on from that.
Yeah, it's always tough, man. Guys get side by side, and again, it's just racing. It's really hard. But man, the competition in this series is so rough. It seems like you guys are really fighting for any position possible. And maybe if you try to make a pass and don't complete it, you automatically ended up defending the position you had from someone else.
Yeah, I mean, but in normal circumstances, you know, 90% of the time, you know, I'm going to let somebody go if they get on me, but when there's 20 laps to go or less, I'm not just going to give up a spot. It's just not my style. I will fight hard for it, but I try to do it as clean as possible. But, you know, sometimes, like with tonight, things happen, and, you know, if the blame's going to be put on me, then so be it. But, you know, I'm not going to hold a grudge. I'm not going to get upset. I'll just, you know, take the top 10 and just move on to next week.
All right, man, that's all you can really do in situations like this. But all in all, at least you got yourself a top 10. Maybe not the day that you were hoping for, but I know it's definitely a day you settled for as we got halfway through this thing.
Yeah, I mean, the way the race started, I was just, you know, I said to myself, I could just come home with a top 10. That's pretty much all I'm going to expect. But, you know, it just, this race to me, the first half was pretty good, but the second half, just running out there by myself and, you know, not really being able to race anybody, it was just kind of boring. So, but, you know, Atlanta is one of those tracks. I usually have pretty decent success here, but tonight it was just, you know, like I said, I think my bad luck's returned. It found me. So it is what it is.
Well, the good side of things is you get to try your luck next week in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and if anything, we all know how my luck is. So, but, you know, we'll try our hardest. You know, we'll see what we can do, and hopefully we can maybe get another top 10 and, you know, get on the ball. I mean, ending last season with 3 top 5s in a row, and then being involved in that big crash in Daytona, and then what happened tonight. It's just like I got to get back on that streak I was on at the end of last season. So hopefully, maybe Las Vegas, we can turn that around.
All right, Ryan. Well, good job today. You guys put on a hell of a show. Have a safe week, and we'll check you out next weekend in Las Vegas.
All right, sir. We'll see you there.
Sam, one thing I know is you always bet on black. Wait, let me grab Will. Will Van Alstyne, you got a copy? Will. Hey, Will, you got a copy? He's blocking the media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is them penalty points for
Yeah.
not talking to the media?
Yeah, he's not coming out of his the garage. Can we just talk to you for a second, Will? Oh, his PR people. Wait, he's saying what? We just want to talk to him real quick. No, I mean just real quick.
What do you mean?
He's
We don't
got
have the right credentials.
Yeah, no. Let us just. I see him right there. I see him right there. All right. I guess we're not gonna. Okay, we're leaving. Fuck. Okay, sorry. All right. So we'll have to go to Glenn Wilson because we were thrown out of his stall area. So, Captain Bonesteel, what's going on? Captain Bonesteel, do you copy? We were talking about always betting on black. Now I'm just unsure.
Yeah, is he him and Will
Yeah,
in the same pit stall? What's going on here?
I guess so. I see him right there. I see him. They're drinking Remy Martin. I see him. I see him. All right, well, there goes Glenn. Glenn, you're getting bad press from us. You too, Will. We're going to write up a nasty story on you guys. All right, well, that's about it, Sam. That was, those guys handled the car way better than I thought they'd end up doing, considering, how difficult the Xfinity Series was last night. But I guess that's why these are Cup drivers.
That's right. I was very shocked that we didn't have more cautions than what we had with some of the handling. Some of the guys talking about the handling. They did a real good job. We talked about it from the beginning that, you pass on that inside, you need that runoff on the exit. And you go for that runoff and there's somebody outside of you. So you had to check up and make sure you didn't get into them. And hopefully we have an exciting race at Las Vegas like this next week.
Yeah, and you could really see when those wrecks were coming. If you go back and you look at the replay of this, we're definitely calling them out about a couple of laps before they happened, just because you could see the temperature rising and people getting more aggressive, and you just kind of know it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, someone's just going to drive it in a little too hard and not be able to control it. But, hey, that's racing, man.
Yeah, that's why you show up every week to battle the same guys. So we're looking at, we did 166 laps. We had 8 lead changes and only 3 cautions. 2 of those were to end the segments, only 3 cautions. So it was great to see. People said they wanted to see long green runs, and they got it today. I don't know how happy they were at the end of the day to see them, but that's what they said.
Yeah, we wanted in the booth the long green runs to see how this tire strategy play out, and we got to see that. And the best part of it is some of those guys had very good tire strategies there for the end on that late caution to get that extra set of good years and put on a show at the last 8 laps of the race. So.
Yeah, man, I think the addition of the tire allotments has really changed people's strategy. You can't just come in and get tires all the time. You're going to have to try to maintain and make those bad boys last. So I think it created some awesome racing, a lot of side-by-side stuff. We know there was a lot of, bumping and banging and probably some hurt feelings that I'm sure it'll clean up by next week. But an exciting race to watch, and hopefully those guys had a blast doing it.
Yeah, when you run those super speedways, the tires don't matter. That's more fuel mileage. This one played out a little bit of fuel mileage and tires. So as we move forward to some of these other 1.5 mile tracks, it's going to be very interesting on who does what and how they do it, how they handle that tire management. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm excited to see it, man. Next week, we will be broadcasting live from Las Vegas, 7 p.m. Eastern, USRC Live here on Twitch. So On behalf of myself, Brian Baez, and Sam Niederhelm, you guys all have a great week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next weekend in Las Vegas.